Got it. Admit. Hello. Come on in. Admit all.
Hi, Valerie.
Oh.
Good afternoon.
Oh. Oh.
Hi, guys. Excuse
Hi,
my appearance. I just made it to the gym. Hi.
Hi.
Admit hello. Admit all. Oh, Jeff Neckenoff, you were supposed to call me. Oh, there's Sarah. Okay, hold on. Let me well, admit all. And let me go down and make Sarah Charles in charge. I got to do that right away. Where's Sarah? There she is. Charles. Come on. It's like so many people are coming in here. Sarah Blender. There you go. And make co-host. Yes, I want to make her co-host. Admit all. Admit all. Okay, Sarah, you are in charge. Hi, everyone. We just had our 2-hour monthly. We have three 2-hour masterminds a month. 2 are led by me, and 1 is led by our own Jesse Holder, who's producing a movie and starring in a movie that's shooting in Chicago. And she came on and told our clients a very good story. But today, so that was awesome. And all of our clients were working on their pitches today, and we did. So we've been teaching about pitching for the last 2 hours. Okay, so I have some notes as you guys come on. And so just welcome. Good to be here. A couple of stuff as everyone comes on. The next 2 weeks, we are talking about how to get an agent, right? We had an assignment yesterday, which we're going to talk about. Through this process, I'm going to be talking about your pitch. Because if you are going to go get someone to work for you, which is what an agent is, which we discussed yesterday, and we'll continue to discuss it, is an agent is a commission-based person in your company. Now, a lot of people think that I don't like agents, which is crazy because I've been an actress for 35 years, out of acting school for 35 years. I've had 24 agents and managers. I've been with my current agents for 15 years, my theatrical and my commercial off and on for 25 years, more than that. And so that's crazy to think that I don't like agents or managers. I appreciate agents and managers for what they have done for me and my business. But if you ask me who's responsible for Valerie Hubbard's business being successful, it's Valerie Hubbard. Now, you don't build a successful business of acting by yourself. You don't build a successful business in anything by yourself. You cannot build a kingdom, empire or whatever you want to call your business by yourself. That's impossible. So, but hear me out. The agent, this is too bright. Let me turn this down. The agent is the dishwasher in your restaurant. So if you have a restaurant and the restaurant is slamming busy, do you need a dishwasher? Hell, yes, you do. Right? But if you don't have any customers coming into your business, why would you need a dishwasher? The first person you would let go of is that. So we have to be really clear about why we're bringing an agent on our team. And then we have to get really clear about what we need that agent to do, which we're going to talk about again. But right now, the assignment was yesterday was to make a list of what you have that's of value. Now, for some of you, as I was giving you feedback on your list, and if I don't get to everyone, I don't get to everyone. I've asked my other coaches to come on. So some of them will be coming on and giving you notes, and they have said that they will do that. Mind you, one of them is shooting a movie in Chicago. The other one is doing a guest star on an NBC drama and also has a part in that movie that the other coach is producing. Okay, that, and then the third one is producing his own animated children's show. So like, and then the other one is like pitching himself every day as an actor. So these people are like actively in their acting business. That's why they work for me. And they were all clients of mine before they became, actually, funny enough, Jessie, who just hired Brian, by the way, was when she came to Actors Fast Track, Brian was her coach. And so it's kind of funny how that's like happened now, right? That she hired him. Anyway, so okay, so we are leading to you guys pitching yourself and learning what that pitch is. So a lot of you that I took notes on, or I gave notes to you on the Facebook page, you guys, it's about like, you're ready now. You have enough material. So we're going to talk about that. And so I'm going to give you the notes. And then I also have people that I told I would call on today, and you're supposed to remind me who you are. So if you are one of the people that I said I would call on, can you please raise your hand, your virtual hand? Okay. Holly Davidson, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Val.
Okay. So listen, your list is great. So when you were the first person I called out to choose 5 things, and then I was calling out a lot of you to choose things. So like what I mean by that is I'm going to push you off the boat, and you can only take the 5 best things about you. This is like, you know, when you go to a mall and you go into a store, it's usually like one thing you see in the window that brings you into the store. It might be how they do the window or whatever, right? Generally, like, how many of us go to Target to buy one thing and we come out like $200 later, right? Like, right. That's what Target hosts, right? That's what Target hosts. So, right. So just think about that. Like, what are the things that are your shiniest objects that you can put out first in front? So for you guys that have a good list that I said that to, I'm thinking about building this list now into a pitch. However, there were some of you guys that were a little too general, and I probably said that in some of the comments. Right. And so I want to talk about that as well. But like Holly Davidson, you were the first one that popped up for me to tell you, now choose like your 5 shiniest objects. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Laura Stisser. Okay. So Laura, we talked about on the mastermind today about the Kevin James. So like when I'm looking at my clients, for my clients that are on here, for Actors Fast Track clients that are on this right now, when I'm looking at these, I am looking at like, what is, because you guys are already pitching yourselves to agents and customers and things like that, right? And so I'm looking at like what things pop out at me, like what's the shiniest object to me, and that's what I meant. And Laura, you got that right? Yeah, you did. Okay. Regina, I just want to say this, if you guys didn't see what Regina Ohashi said, she led with the amount of money she made last year as an actress. What's a better way to attract an agent than telling them how much money you made? Because an agent is a commission-based job. They are about making money. If you're already making money, that means that you have the potential to make more money. And so like when I'm looking at, like, for instance, this is all leading to the Summer Pitch Fest, where it's Sunday, July 31st. If you have not gotten your ticket for it and you would like to come and pitch yourself, please do. We have a phenomenal list of international agents and managers that are joining us. And I'm thinking about what rooms my clients, all of our clients are going to be in, depending on what they need. Right. So, but so I look at like, what is the jazziest thing about a person that you can say up front, right? I'm always thinking about that. Okay. Because everyone is, yeah. And we'll get more clear as we go along about that. But Regina, the money thing is like really smart. Okay. Sheila Robinson, do you have your hand up? Are you here? Maybe she's not here. Okay. I want to talk to her about the Master of Fine Arts and why. So some of you guys were really, look, this is what I said to my clients today. You guys have to show up like you belong. Stop trying to, here's the thing. This is what you are taught as an actor is completely wrong. It's always been wrong. It's so ingrained in us that if you want to get an acting career, you go and get an agent. That there's sometimes I can't even separate the actor from that thought. Like, that is just the worst thing that was ever done to us as a population. Because the truth is, what happens then is that we find these actors with hat in hand, right out of acting school, or not even out of acting school, just going like this. I need to find an agent. 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 And when you come from a place of I need, or I hope to be, or I'm trying to do, or I hopefully am going to have this happen, or anything that comes from underneath, you're standing still with nothing happening in your acting business. And what I mean by that is you're not selling yourself on a regular basis. If those things are true, then when you are standing still looking for an agent, you're only going to get an agent that's standing still. If you are not fully moving forward in your acting business, who on earth that is worth anything is going to want to represent you? No one. No one. Why would they? They're stupid. Because you have no potential of making money. If you're not fucking sorry, but I get so passionate about this, completely bathing in the fact that you can make money as an actor and knowing what your thing is and what you do and putting the best part of it forward. You don't need to tell me 5 different brand statements. Tell me one, right? And, you know, a couple of you, like I worked with, like okay, Callum. And make sure you put Callum, or are you going to go by CJ? Unmute.
I don't know why it goes to
Okay.
automatic.
All right.
Let me fix that. Yeah.
I feel like you and I had a serious conversation. Colin was the winner of our fucking $1,000 program, the Biz Plan, and he gets to do it with me. Right. And so, Colin, we've been talking about your brand. And then I feel like in what you wrote, it was kind of like all the things you are. And I'm like, okay, you've got to stop doing that, because I feel like what you and I have discussed is where it needs to lie for you. Like this sort of like not particularly nice guy. And so, you know, one of the things we were talking about in the mastermind this morning with the clients is that the thing that is really the most unlikable about you is usually the thing that makes you $1 million. And it's often the thing that you don't like about yourself. Right. And so, look, you only need one product right now. You don't need a dozen. No one is going to buy a dozen products. They don't look at you like that. An agent has, if it's a smart, good agent, which look, that's not as easy to find. But if it's a smart, business-minded person, they have a hole in their agency that's like young, sort of evil dude. Right. And I feel like if you show up with that, like the product, realize they're going to buy that product. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I can sell that product. Right. Because they're not, when they're selling you, they're not going to sell you. And like, oh my God, you Brits, you're the worst at it, because, you know, like, oh my God, a good actor is a character actor and like, you know, so accomplished and can do all these different things and be all these different characters. Yeah. But right now you need to be one thing so you can get in the door. Right? Like that's the thing. And that's the thing that's being hired right now, y'all. It's one thing. It's not like a million things. Right? Like we were just talking about this girl on TikTok with the emu. What's her name? Danny, what's the emu? Isaiah? Is it Isaiah?
It's Emmanuel.
Emmanuel! Okay, like she's one thing, you guys. She's doing one thing. She's best friends with an emu. Okay, that's it. I'm not telling you to go out and get best friends with the emu. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like, you guys, people think in very short bits right now. That's how we get our information. We get our news from Twitter, for God's sakes. right? Or from some crazy thing like Fox News, which is like, we get all this crap coming at us, like, that's just like insanity, right? And right. And so, and if you are like, well, not me, okay, well, where do you fucking live? In the middle of like the desert somewhere, like in an yurt or something, like, like forget it. It's like insane. So we have to cut through the noise as an actor, right? And you have to be like, this is what I've got. This is what's worth money. That's what the list is about. It's about what's worth money, and leave your, now I said this to someone, some of you guys have had bad shit happen to you. We all have had bad shit happen to us. Please don't bring that on the table without it somehow speaks to your brand. So what would I mean like that? Well, if you guys know who Jackie Hoffman is, and if you don't, look her up, I'm sure you would recognize her. She's okay. I've known her for a long time. She was my competition and everything. And she's like a miserable person. Like when you meet her, she's like, that's what she sells. And people are bought it. A lot of people have bought it, right? She's been major movies and major TV shows and major Broadway shows, right? So she sells that girl. So sell that thing that's going to get them to buy it, right? And also the thing that I think, the more that, we talked about this today, just an actor. How many of you guys have heard that before, right? Oh, I'm just an actor. Oh, you're just an actor, right? I remember someone said that to me once, like an AD or someone said, oh, you're just the actor. I'm like, I'm sorry. I've been acting for 50 some years and I have a huge amount of credits and I've trained with the best. So just an actor is really not going to work for me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're forgiven this time. But like, we have to stop the language because we have participated in it, right? And so how we participated in it is by giving up in our pitch about like, well, I hope you like me. Fuck that. There's no place for hope. I don't want to see hope in one of your pitches. I don't want to see that, right? So as we build towards these pitches, it is. So if you feel like that's the kind of, I'd like you to pare down the list a little bit, obviously for you guys that I asked to do that, but like the homework that's going out with this recording is to ask you to rewrite your list if you need to. So for you guys that are on this recording, I want to say that means pare it down. Start thinking about a pitch because this weekend, this is a preview. Your homework is going to be to write your first pitch if you haven't already done that. And for you guys that are clients that are actively working on your pitch, just take the notes that we did today or what we talked about and see if you can do anything better. And if you've done all that, then it's time to start practicing your pitch. Because it's just good to get it out and practice. Okay. All right. So let me see. Sarah. Yes, Sarah Paulin, what's your question?
Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
Valerie, two things. What would you talk about this actor's no access? What do you mean by that? And will you also tell us, I'm not clear, how much is it to do the July 31st?
Oh, it's $47. And the ticket is $47 because we do pay the agents and managers to come and watch you guys. So, that would be what you would pay. That would be a lot less than you would pay at a casting workshop. And we really put some thought into it. The people that are coming are top of the line, and we will put you in the correct room that is going out today with a question for all of you to answer so we know what room to put you in. And for our clients, we really are thinking about that. Okay, so that's the first thing. Actors no access. Actors no access is Actors Access. The man that owns Actors Access has controlled the way that actors do business since 1971 in all of North America, Australia, and New Zealand. He reportedly factually does not like actors. He has a lot of lawsuits against him, and And really the bigger agents and managers don't really use Actors Access, but Actors Access is who puts out the breakdowns. So that's how agents get auditions. But like your bigger agents and managers, they don't really do that. They have relationships with casting directors and producers and writers, and they make deals on the phone. That's how they work. They work on the phone, right? So a few things happened that created a log jam in our business in the last few years. And this is important for all of you, is that the first thing that happened was that Actors Access went automated. So before it went automated, they used to print the breakdowns out, and then couriers would take it to all the agents and managers in New York and Los Angeles. That's how it used to be done before it was computerized, right? And then once it became computerized, they developed an algorithm. So this is the problem. The algorithm, if your agent, so here's what in the olden days, what used to happen is that the agents would get the breakdowns, and then they would decide what clients they were going to submit for what roles. And so it would be a thought out human process. So now the algorithm, and the same thing happens with Spotlight PS, is automatically assigns the actors that are correct for the roles. But all of the algorithms that are currently used are very general. So what happens is what happened as a result of that is that it now assigns, at least double, if not triple of the amount of actors to be submitted on each role. So like if it's a character funny actress, age 50 to 60, normally, like if my agent came into his office and he'd be like, okay, she's funny, she's earthy, she's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, he'd submit one person, that would be me. Right? If it was like more broader, there might be 4 or 5 women, but now it's like, it doesn't take into effect like specifics. So it could include a huge amount of people. So what happens is, in order for the agents not to submit all those people, they have to unclick you. So they don't do that. So now they just click submit. So now all of the casting directors are like, oh my God, there's 3 times as many actors as there used to be. No, there's not. That's actually not a fact. The fact is that the process is broken. So now they receive 2 to 3 times as many submissions as they used to in the olden days when it was a human process. So because of that, and the other thing that happened is that all the casting directors started telling the mid-level to lower level agents, don't call, just email me. Well, any sales course in your life that you would ever take would say in-person sales, on the phone sales are more powerful than email sales, period. So they shot themselves in the foot, and then they triple shot themselves during COVID, because instead of doing Zoom auditions, they did self-tapes. So there is no fucking way, if you're just depending on a mid-level to sub-level agent just clicking and submitting like that, that's all they're doing. If that's all you're doing in your acting career, and or submitting on the public side of Actors Access, Actors No Access, then what you're doing is sort of like something that has the conversion rate of 0.001%, which is like a tiny little percent, which would be better if you were out there selling yourself, pitching yourself to directors, producers, writers, and casting directors, because it works. I have a ton of evidence that it works, right? In my clients, every day there's a success story, right? So I know that it works. So you just have to get into the habit of doing that, right? Ultimately. But for this, lead with your credits if you have them. If you don't, please don't worry. As far as pitching is concerned, right? So I just the exercise was really to see that you guys were able to, say what's great about yourselves. Because we're so bad at that. We have to get better at that. We have to say what's great about us, right? And be able to talk about that and leave the crap for your therapist or me. If you're working with me, you can tell me. I'm not gonna, get it out. I mean, I like when my clients will text me and they'll be like in a spin. I call it a spin because we all are in a spin. It used to be the joke in New York used to be, you can tell when someone's going to an audition and when they're coming from an audition, because going, you see the person going, and coming, you see them going, like, they're like what I should have done in the room, right? Like there's the audition before, the audition during, and the audition after, right? And so, we've all spiraled out. We've always spiraled out about like what something means. Like if an agent drops you. I mean, like you guys, Angela Yo, who is in She Said, the movie about Harvey Weinstein, she's in the trailer and she's one of our clients, right? When she got her new agent at Identity in London, she took that to mean something bad. And the only thing the agency was doing was rearranging to allow their agents to do their job better, right? So you can't attach a meaning about what something means. So for some of you guys that are going to pitch, and maybe you're going to join us for our pitch festival, you might not get a call. I mean, a lot of people get signed and get calls and get meetings at least. You might not. But you're also going to learn a valuable thing on how to really get yourself out in front of people, right? Now we're going to start with agents, and we're going to move into directors, producers, writers, and casting directors. Okay, Katrina, come on down. Thank you, Sarah.
Hi, this is just a quick question about thank you notes, because yesterday when you had the guest on, you said that you hired an assistant, or you should bring an assistant on. So when exactly do you send a thank you note? Is it like right after a big audition? Is it after producer session? Like
I would start to get into the habit of doing it after. If you've never done it, I would start to do it after your theatrical legit auditions. It's an opportunity for you to build relationships. Remember, if you have an agent that's getting you in the room, they're opening the door, but then it's your job to grow the room. Does everyone hear me? I'm going to repeat that again. They open the door. It's your job to grow the room. Like today, we have this client, Don Durrell, who's been in Coen Brothers movie. He's been directed by George Clooney. He just starred opposite Christina Ricci in a movie. Like he has major credits, right? And he said, he told everyone in the mastermind this morning, my agents have never booked me anything. And I was like, okay, so when you have that much evidence that you're not supposed to have, I have this friend who's in Pulp Fiction, y'all. And he can't name you one casting director, because the way he's gotten everything is by knowing crew and stunt people. And he just has all these relationships. So people go, oh, just hire Dwayne Whitaker. Like look, you guys, he wrote Graham Yost, the creator of Justified, a letter. And he was on my panel once. He also worked with us, but Dwayne wrote Graham a letter and said, hey, I'm the only hillbilly in LA that's not been on Justified. When are you going to call me? A year later, he got a direct offer for a guest star.
shut up. Oh,
Yeah, no, it's fine. You can say shut up. It's true. So you guys, if the universe is telling you this is the way you're supposed to conduct business, you should be listening to the universe, right? Like clearly, he's in all these things. He's been directed by George Clooney. He's been done a Coen Brothers movie. He just played opposite Christina Ricci. Like he has all these credits, you guys. Like, hello, like he got them by making relationships. So go where the love is. Go do what's getting you results. Because in your business, you have to have money come in the door. Now, in the beginning, you're not going to have money come in the door, but when you do begin to get money in the door, whether it's from voiceover, audiobooks, or whatever it is, commercials, you have to go, okay, now I have this revenue coming in, this water coming into my company, and now I have to figure out what plants I'm going to water. Right? So a little bit of it, 10% of it, I'm going to put net savings for my retirement, maybe 20%, because we're actors. So we make money in chunks, right? Like you guys, these are the residual checks I got yesterday in the mail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Like, you know, so not a lot. I mean, I got one for 19 and one for $41 and one for 17, right? And the other ones are like that. But like, that's the money I got, right? And so you want to have that happen, right? So, yeah, anyway, go out and sell one thing. Don't get crazy. Like, go sell one thing and sell the thing that's going to get you in the door the quickest. I mean, like when I went to LA, I was 41 years old. You know, people said, you shouldn't go to LA. You're too old. They said that. Okay. So what was I selling? I was selling comedy. Funny, like lighter comedy, like ABC Disney comedy. So go sell yourself to Disney. Go sell yourself to ABC and take the product to make it look like it belongs on that. Right? Go do that. Why, you know, if you're like, well, I think I could do this. Okay, fuck it. Go. If you think you can do anything, do not say that. Right? This is what I'm selling. This is how I'm selling it. Like, you got to act like you got to act like you're that you already have an invitation to the party. Right. I mean, I came to New York shortly after Madonna, and I was thinking about how, you know, I never was around her. Well, I was around her once when she was married to Sean Penn. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, she would like come into the clubs and think like she owned the club, right? Like she was supposed to be the star, right? And so there was something to be, you know, Madonna's a very good little teacher, I think, for us a little bit. Like, you know, you need that confidence. You need that confidence of like, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an ass. So a lot of you guys here, well, I don't want to be an ass, or I don't want to bother people. You have to bother people. I mean, and you're not bothering them. If you don't automatically bother already, then, you know, I don't think you're going to all of a sudden start bothering. Now, if you tend to get on people's nerves a lot, you should take a look at that, and not with me, with a therapist. Okay. But like, you know, most of you aren't that. So don't worry. Okay. So the assignment for today is to go back, and now, if you've already written a full list and you felt like it was a good list and you had a lot of important things on there, what I would like you to do, and this isn't in the homework, so I hope people are watching this recording, is narrow down that list, because we're going to need it in a little bit, right? Narrow down the list to like 5 things that are really strong for you. Okay. We are out of time, and I have a very short lunch break and several clients today and a meeting and la. So I will see you here tomorrow at 1 p.m. And thank you all for being here, and I'll see you then. Okay, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.